Hello, friends. Thanks for joining today. I was thinking, have you ever been in a bad spot and then you just, out of the blue, you ask yourself, how did this happen? Or how did we get to the place that we're at now? Well, I know I've asked that question a couple of times, and I wanted to relay a story to you that I thought was really interesting on how sometimes things creep into our lives and they manifest right under our nose, and we never even realize it happens until it's too late. And that example is found in the story of the cuckoo bird. I was studying this one time. I was teaching a lesson in one Sunday school class, and I came across this story, and I got to studying it more and more. And I was really intrigued on how the cuckoo bird reproduces. The cuckoo bird will lay an egg, but it does not build its own nest. It goes and it finds another bird's nest and it lays what's called a mimic egg. So, this is just how the enemy likes to work in our life. Once it lays this egg in another bird's nest, the host mother can won't even recognize it, being that's why it's mimetic. It looks exactly like the other eggs in the nest, and the mother bird will come and will begin to sit on this egg and will begin to nurture this egg, not even realizing that she's not sitting on her own egg. What happens once that bird hatches, it's basically just like the others, but it does something a little bit different. It will scream louder than the others and it will bring more attention to itself and make the mother bird think that it's hungrier than the other birds. As the mother feeds this bird more and more, this bird becomes large. And once it gets big enough, if the other is, if there are eggs that are not hatched in there yet, or maybe they have hatched and they're smaller birds, this baby cuckoo bird will get large enough and eventually push the other eggs or baby birds out of the nest until it is the only one left. I wanted to share that story because a lot of times this is exactly how the enemy creeps into our lives. He'll come in and he'll plant a thought. It could be any thought. It could be something negative, something that somebody said to you. It could be a doubt. It could be unbelief. It could be some sort of temptation. But he likes to creep into our lives and plant these eggs, and we are oblivious to what it is. Have you ever found yourself, or if you talked to somebody before, and they seem very defensive about something that you recognize could be a problem in their life, but they don't want to address it? This is exactly what that is. This egg is placed in their spiritual nest, and they are nurturing that nest. And if it is not recognized soon enough, that egg will eventually destroy the other fruits that are in the nest. All right, so he literally hides his tactics in plain sight. Okay, he can use family, he can be friends that could deliver this foreign egg into our nest. It could appear perfectly harmless. In fact, it's so unnoticeable that we don't even realize it's there many times. But the devil, he really doesn't have to do any work at that point. All he has to do is create the illusion that there's something there, there's a problem. He just sits back and watches us tear ourselves apart when he wants to interfere. He just plants a little seed and then we do the rest. Sometimes it could be something as small as somebody just not even speaking to you, and he will just allow that thought just to dwell in you. It could be anything that causes you to want to separate yourself from your friends, your loved ones, and your church. But you know what you already have in your nest? We have things like talents, love, joy, peace, our relationships. We have different blessings and things that we're going to accomplish in the future. All of these things in their nest. When the devil plants this egg, it could be, he's got a plethora of anything that he can do. It can be negativity, where it encourages envy, or it can be something you see somebody gets blessed and then you're jealous of that, and so you're envious of some blessing that somebody had because it's not your turn to receive the blessing, it's theirs. And instead of it rejoicing with our brothers and sisters, sometimes we take it personal and we ask God, why is it not my time? We have to make sure we're not letting this thing that the devil places in our life to try to distract us, cause confusion, or steal joy, if you see any of these signs, if there's anything that's not of God, then know that there's something that has been planted within your nest that you're unable to see. But the main thing that it can really do, this egg wants to sow discord. And I talked about how it's separated. Those cuckoo birds will push the other birds out of the nest and destroy them. So if you find that something in your life is pushing your friends, your family, or trying to separate you from the things that you're closest to in life, you need to realize that there's something that's not right, and you need to really do a deep search. There are different types of birds that this happens with, and there's redstart birds and there's dunnock birds. Now the redstart birds, they can actually identify the parasitic eggs. Although it looks exactly alike, they can recognize that, hey, something's not right with this egg, and they know how to get rid of it. Because let me reword it this way. They're not ignorant of the enemy's devices. You heard that scripture before. We're not ignorant of the enemy's devices either. We know what the devil does to try to confuse us, to cause discord, to damage us. If there's anything that's negative in your life or that you're wanting to repeat, you know something's not right. Now, the dunnock birds, they can't identify the eggs, right? It is said that the redstarts identify the eggs better because they're more familiar with the cuckoos. In other words, they understand the tactics. Like I said a minute ago, when we're praying and we're fasting and we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, we're going to be able to identify the eggs that should not be in our nest before they hatch. And we're going to be pushing them out before they start pushing our blessings out of our life. If we're identifying what needs to be there, we've got a body, we've got friends, family, churches. There are many groups that can help us come together and support. So don't ever let the devil tell you that you're alone or that nobody cares, that nobody's there. He's trying to put things in your life to destroy you. But if we stay strong, we team up with our family and our friends, and we lean on them for support, we can be safe from those tactics that he tries to put in our life. I love you guys.